This is the I Am Rapaport podcast. My name is Michael Rapaport. I'm in here with hip-hop royalty. He is, you know, this word legend is thrown around a lot, but he's a legend. He is revered, and I've never even seen your face, but I've heard the one song many times, and is the gentleman in here is T-Ski Valley. T-Ski Valley is in the building.
That's right, Mike. I'm here. What's going on?
What's the deal, man?
Nothing, man. I like that one hit. I like when people tell me I got one hit, because there's a lot of guys out here I know that been doing this just quite as long as I have and don't have any hits.
Shit, that's right. Now, let me ask you a question. Tell the people, if they don't know, what the name of your what people most know T-Ski Valley for.
Well, here in the States, they know me for my song called Catch the Beat. Catch the Beat came out in 1980. I couldn't sell it in 1980. I hustled it on the streets of 42nd Street at Music Factory. Nobody would buy it. I was out there before hookers. Everybody. I was out in the street with my records. And it didn't take off to 1981 until Mr. Magic grabbed a hold of it.
All right, wait a second. You just said, all right, we're going to get to Mr. Magic. We got to keep the bullet points. Gerald's in here. We're sharing the mic, so Gerald will get on there in a second. G Moody, my now infamous co-host.
I'm back in full effect.
All right, so 1980, you make Catch the Beat.
Catch the Beat.
Tell me about how Catch the Beat was made.
Catch the Beat was made, I was producing a group called Just the Four MCs with a gentleman named Brad Osborne, who owned a record store called Brad's Record then. I told him I could MC. We wasn't saying rapper then. You know, I'm an MC. I could come out and MC. So he's like, nah, no. Find me one of your guys. So I got a group together called Just the Four.
And who was in that?
Tricky T, Imperial JC, who was actually Cool DJ, Herc's DJ, CC, and a guy like Little J.
All right.
So these guys were in the studio, and we put the track together called Girls of the World, and they was doing that. When there was a break and they was finished, I asked the band, Wayne Bradway and Barry Eastman, who writes for Anita Baker, I said, I had the heartbeat in my mind, but I said, just put a little jazz to it.
You had heartbeat
in my mind.
The beat,
right? But we just switched it up, and just made it a jazz beat. So I made it a jazz beat. So as they were doing it, I was drinking Coke 45.
How old are you at this time?
18.
You're 18, and you're from
the Bronx.
Where in the Bronx?
219th Street and White Plains Road, Uptown Bronx, off of Gun Hill. I went to Evander Childs High School.
Okay. All right, now keep going. So you're 18 years old. You was drinking a little Colt 45, and you told the band to start rocking
right.
Heartbeat.
I had the bass player play that boom, 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 and then the drummer just followed in with the kick. And then once everybody started playing, they cued me and turned the mic on. I had nothing written, and I just said, "Woo, wow. ha, Grand Groove, Grand." I just shouted out the record label that we made up. The record label we just started calling it Grand Groove.
So the beat's playing, the beat that we know today.
The beat was playing, and what I did is, because the circle of friends, all of us, you know, it was all of us out there. Linky Bryce, Wayne.
Yo, I just got goosebumps when you said that shit. That shit gave me fucking straight up goosebumps.
When the song started playing, I just signaled to Bob Blank. You know Kenny Blank?
No, who is that?
Kenny Blank is the little guy that played in the Super, on the Parenthood.
Parenthood?
Yeah, the Parenthood was Robert Townsend. He was the
okay.
His father was the engineer. They had Blank Studios.
Okay.
So he was the engineer. His father was the engineer. So as the song is playing, and I said, "Woo, Grand Groove, Grand Groove." Now I just spelled the name. It's the G-R-A, the end of D. I said the G-R-O. I spelled Grand Grove. I left the O out. Colt 45 kicking in. What was happening, and I ran out of words to say. I just said, "Catch the Beat," and I just waited until I could think of something else. I said, "It's the B-B-E-E-A-A-T-T-T-T. Catch the Beat," and I stuck back a minute again, and then came up with another line. So everything was just going. So I was like, "I think I did something wrong." He says, "There's too much magic in the song. Don't change anything. Just leave it." One take, we took it, and done. So if you want to say that's my first freestyle, correct it. You know. I never wrote a lyric on a piece of paper.
Yo, that is a fucking great story, man.
Yeah. when you play the song, you see there's an old missing in groove. It says Grand Grove, but I guess nobody paid attention to it. You know?
So you guys rocked for the duration of the song that we know?
Yeah, it was actually, when you add instrumental, I think we had 2 minutes of extra instrumental on it. It's actually 7 minutes rocking straight through.
And the band is rocking live?
We're rocking live.
And so when you're like, this is T-Ski.
I'm not quite through. I got another funky break for you, and they just So it didn't have the boop boop. So what I did is I put the mic to my heart.
No.
I put the mic to my heart.
Get the fuck out of here.
Then they sped it up on a machine.
Oh my.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
That's how it went. True story.
I really truly have goosebumps right now. Like, I'm bugging out hearing this story because for those of you who know the song, you know how important it is. And I'm not being like, we know, you don't know. But for those of you who don't know the song, download the song, YouTube the song, Catch the Beat by T-Ski Valley, and you'll hear a song that to me is so synonymously, so purely hip-hop in its purest form. Like it's like, and just the way you told me that story, it makes sense that you couldn't contrive that song because it's so pure and so organic and so raw, and that's why the shit is so dope. And from when you telling the story, it's like obviously it's not like you could sugarcoat some shit like that.
Right. Like I said, I was thinking of things, so I spelled beat backwards. It's the T, the A, the E, the B, and the M. He spelled still got beat. It's still not beat. It spells something different, but. That's what just came out.
Right.
Code 45, it works all the time.
It works every time.
It helped Billy's career, so it did mine well. So,
Yo, when I first heard the drum roll,
doop, 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 doop. Yeah.
That is what set it off for me, man. Like, and everybody loves that song.
Right.
I heard it last night. DJ Hollywood played it. And he played it for 4 minutes. Yo, it's just a beautiful song, yo.
And what's funny about that is most of the MC battles back then that you have on tape, everybody's battling off of Catch the Beat. Even when you go back to the Cold Crush and when you listen to Busy Bee and the Mo D, they're battling off of Catch the Beat.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm supposed to perform there with them, but they didn't play the song so many times, nobody wants to hear it, after that, you know what I mean? Mo D, Busy Bee's rocking off. The Cold Crush is doing a routine off it. Fantastic doing the Cold Crush. Then, all right, TC, come up. Like, you want me to do the song again? It's crazy.
You cut the song, you record the song once, and then you're in a session for something else that's going on.
Right.
How has that become like a record? If it was almost just like something that may or may not have even been recorded, it could have just as easily like never happened.
Right. After we did the Just the Four.
Yeah.
After we recorded Catch the Beat, that was pushed to the side.
Catch the Beat.
Catch the Beat was pushed to the side. That was shelved for a couple of months in 80. And then we came with another group called the Chapter 3 MCs. And as the Chapter 3 came out, and we started pressing, I said, yo, listen, why don't we put that Catch the Beat thing I did out? Why don't we do that? So he's like, I don't know. So we finally pressed it. So I had boxes of records, and I went down to 42nd Street to Stan's, a music factory, trying to sell them. They bought all the Just the Four, they bought the Girls of the World, they bought Chapter 3, they wouldn't buy Catch the Beat. I couldn't sell it.
Wow.
So, brainstorming now, we have Mr. Magic on WLIB. Go to Magic and say, listen, we want you to play this song. We try to offer money, and can't take money. But,
oh shit.
Can't take money. So what we did is, we advertised Brad's record den, put the music, Catch the Beat underneath it for the commercial, and I had all my friends calling in the neighborhood, yo, call in and ask them what the name of that song is under that. So as people call and say, yo, what's the name of that song playing under that track there? He's like, oh, I don't know. So he went to Brad and said, yo, Brad, what's the song? He says, it's called Catch the Beat. Yo, I need that. So Mr. Magic guy started putting it on a regular rotation.
On LIB?
On WLIB. Mr. Magic.
Yeah. And when was the first time that you heard that song on the radio?
The first time I heard it, I think the first time it was on BLS, it was real short. But I was like, yo, they played my song. I went outside. Yo, they played my song on the radio. They're like, yeah. Then somebody came up and said, yo, you know the guy on named T Skis using your word, your name. He got a record out called Catch the Beat. I said, that's me. They go, nah, T, nah. Now, this is another dude. He don't sound like you, T. I'm telling you, it's a guy named T Skis. Like I'll say, okay. I'll be playing at the skate key with Mary Thomas from what was it, Paco and them and Jocko from. We had the skate key, 92 kids, KTU. Yeah. So I was doing a thing for muscular dystrophy. And I went out.
For 92?
Yeah, 92 KTU.
I'm going to fuck your head up in 1 second.
I did that, and I told my friends, come on by. Nah, we're going to go see this guy, T-Skills. Nah, you're going to be upset. So I got there, I walked in, and they see me on stage like, yo, can you get me tickets? Can't get tickets. It's not me, you know what I mean? That's what I told them. And you was down KTU?
My father was the program manager, the general manager of WKTU Disco 92.
Wow.
So the way I would get the records, like the station was disco, and then when hip hop got to the radio, it got to you first. You was rocking it, you were doing it. But when Rapper's Delight came out, my father came home with a promotional copy of Rapper's Delight, and he said to me and my brother, "You guys got to listen to this. It's called rap music. It's going to be a big thing." And I fell in love. But rest assured, I probably got the album, probably heard it the first time from my father who worked. He would bring home all the hip hop albums, the rap albums.
Yeah, I had because
and so Paco, Roscoe, G. Keith Alexander, like they're like fixtures in my life because I'd go to the radio station and I would see them and shit.
Yeah,
they were like uncles and shit.
Yeah, I remember them. I mean, that was a good station. I mean, we need some more stations like that. That's stations now.
WK2 Disco 92 is that shit.
Yeah, I did benefit for that.
When did you realize that the song sort of like was going to stick out?
Once it got out, it was good. I mean, it was just kind of like New York.
Right.
And then it stayed in New York. I mean, it seemed like it was in New York for a long time, but it was a short period of time. And then when they said, you got to get a passport, I'm like, what? I didn't even know what a passport was. You know what I'm saying? We in the ruins playing and, hooking up systems. I didn't know about passport. Got a passport and said, you got to go, you're going to Germany. Germany?
Who's saying you got to go to Germany?
My manager, Brad Osborne.
Okay, and so then you went to Germany?
Yeah, what they did is Brad some kind of way said the record would sell more if you ship it over to Germany and make it come back to the United States as an import. Everybody was buying imports. So we shipped Catch the Beat over there, came on BMG, and came back over here. And then it got bigger. And then it started getting more international play throughout the States. So that was his strategy.
So when you went to Germany, you performed the song?
I performed
in Germany.
In Germany.
In what, 81?
81.
So you are 18 years old, and you are rocking in Germany. Did just you go? Did any other rap artists go?
It was just me there, and then I went there.
Were you tripping out? Like, what the fuck am I doing in Germany?
I was. It was wild because I was looking around, I didn't see any paper on the ground. I'm like, I couldn't tell the time because they go by 6 military stuff. I'm lost. I got to count on my fingers. Like, the train come at 1800. This now, like what the.
And you rocked over there?
I rocked over there. I played in the Frankadella Club. I played in the Dorian Gray in the airport. I played in Kelsterbar. I was in Cologne. I did Berlin. I did Austria, Australia.
In this one trip?
Yeah. I was gone for almost a year. The song, it blew up.
Over there?
Over there.
Are you fucking bullshitting me, man?
There's a girl that I met. Listen, true story. I was in Belgium off of Avenue Louise. I'll never forget it. This girl came up to me and couldn't speak too much English, but she had the record. She wanted me to sign it. I said, how she know I am? I guess I'm the only black guy walking around down Avenue Louise. So I give her a ticket. She comes to the show. And the guy says, you got to hear this girl. You got to hear her rap. So I said, okay. She put Catch the Beat on and sang Catch the Beat in English. And me and her is friends today on Facebook. I sent her Christmas cards.
Yo, were you tripping out that foreign people knew like what the fuck was going on?
It was crazy. It was really crazy. And
that's a crazy experience, like to see that in 80. So that's, what year is that?
81.
81.
And I came back in 82. Because every time a new artist would come, the management team said, hey, listen, we got T-Ski Valley over here. We'd like him to open up for you. Oh, yeah, let me open up. Curtis Blow came, opened up for him. Flash came, opened up for him. I think Jeffrey Osborne came through. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yes. What's my man? He blinded me with science, Thomas Dolby. So, I mean, I got to look at my pictures. I got so many.
Do you really?
I have the group Imagination, sings Just an Illusion.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
My man Lee. I opened Lee. We rented the whole top of the hotel. Yeah, we had the whole hop of the hotel.
So are you like over there freaking off and like wilding out? Say yes.
Yes, I was.
Okay, it's in the past.
Because see,
you're 18-year-old rap artist in German from the BX.
And then the thing about
I hope you would be freaking off.
What? I spent a lot of marks in the red light district. I just want to tell you that. I mean,
let me ask you a question, T-Ski.
Mm-hmm.
What is hip hop to you? What is rap music to you? What is the culture? What was the culture like when you first sort of had an opinion of it, and then we could get into what it is now?
Well, to me, hip hop was really an outlet for us because we didn't have anything to do. I mean, we had a couple of basketball courts, but then during the daytime, you would like I said, Theodore invented that scratch. He started scratching, and then these records came out. I mean, I'd never heard of Bob James in my life until I started DJing. Then we had Take Me to the Mardi Gras, Nautilus, and all that. Then Creative Source, like you said, the theme from SWAT. These all had breaks, and it was an outlet because what happens was as a DJ, we was DJing, and people come out to listen to you, and then I'm saying when I'm DJing and the MCs are rocking, all the girls like the MCs. So I was like, I got to change up my style.
And what year is this?
76, 77.
And so you say Theodore, like Theodore.
That's my boy.
And who else is around at that time?
Well,
like in hip hop, in terms of like.
Okay, Melly Mel and Furious 5.
You know these guys.
Yeah, I'm with Mel on a regular. Mel, DJ Hollywood. I'm with Curtis Blow.
As kids.
Yeah, as kids. Curtis Blow was going to Music and Art. I was going to Evander. Cool Herc I was giving out flyers for Herc. Herc. I became a Herculoid. I left the group I was with and became a Herculoid as an MC. I left being a DJ.
But the question that I'm trying to, was it just like a hobby? Was it something that you thought you could make money off of? Was it like there was ball players, we MC?
The thing is, if you had an area that you lived in and like say DJ Breakout and the Funky Four, they was from one area, a Baychester area. And then you had Flash from like Cypress. So when you get to a certain, like the T Connection was a battleground. So I want to battle them. The Fantastic goes against the Cold Crush. So it was like, we got to get a good crew. So you recruit guys, say, how do you sound on the mic? Or we can go against, as you're a little crew, you go against little crews and build your stats up. So it's like, let's get this crew. We started as the Erotic Disco Brothers, and we battled Broadway Production, we battled High C, and we battled other little crews, and we made our name stepping up. But as we got higher, Herc took notice in me and said, T, come on this side. So I went with Herc, and I left the group I was with.
And who is Herc at that time?
Herc was
like in the neighborhood.
Herc.
Like what did he?
He was the man that gave the parties where everybody followed.
Wow. So he was like, he was the king.
He was the king.
And he's older than you guys?
Yeah.
And who is Africa Bambaataa at that time?
Africa Bambaataa was the master of beats. He had more records than all the DJs combined. I just say he has an apartment, just records.
When was the first time you heard about? Because he's older than you, right?
Bam, just a few years.
Okay, so when you heard Africa Bambaataa, like, did you just first time you heard that name? Was it through beats? Was it through like gang shit? Was it street shit? Was it just like some dude on the street that you knew? Did you play ball with him?
I didn't know Bambaataa at the time because he was from Throgsneck, from I think the Throgsneck area where they was at with Pow Wow and Soul Sonic Force and them guys. I saw a flyer and it had these guys with hats on. It was real weird looking. So Bambaataa's playing in Bronx River. I was like, I've never seen this guy before. I went out and they played these beats and they Pow Wow and all them started MCing. I was like, these guys are nice. So I started going to the. I mean, parties were only $3. Right. That was a lot of money.
Right.
For someone when you're 15.
Right.
And where am I supposed to get $3? My mother says, and then I was breakdancing. I go get money from my mom, go to Fordham Road, get a pair of Lees, starch them down, cuff them up, have one pants leg roller like the L does. That's where it came from. We had that up, get a brand new pair of 69 Pro Kids. And then get to the party, go in the bathroom, and practice your moves. Right. My mother said, I'd never seen a bunch of dummies buy new clothes and spend all day on the ground with them. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, shit.
But
that's fucking funny.
She said, you go out and buy new clothes, and then you go into somewhere and you spend all on the damn floor with them.
T, I want to ask you, like how was it to become a MC? You know, like today, anybody can just, I rap. How did
you just said it right there? See, it's a difference between MCing and rapping. Rapping, I mean, MCing, what we did back then, we told stories. We sat and told stories. We didn't have to curse to get our point across. I mean, one of the great storytellers is KRS-One. Slick Rick is another great storyteller. And if you listen to a lot of songs from back then, you don't hear any cursing in it. And now we rap or we MC'd for 8 minutes on a track.
What was the highest point of Catch the Beat in terms of, like, when you think back, like, what was the apex of that ride of that song?
When other artists are coming to you saying, "I'd like to use your music,"
like
Jennifer Lopez. She used Catch the Beat. It went triple platinum. The song's called "You Belong to Me." will.i.am. The song's called "Over." Prince Marky D, "Swing My Way." Jeff Redd, "You Called and Told Me." And then these songs become, not only that, then they're in movie tracks. You're into that. When I sit there, I see my name on the screen, I'm like, damn. I'm not in the movie, but Jeff Redd singing the song, the sample is T-Ski Valley. So my song's been sampled 42 times.
Holy shit. Who else has sampled it?
Prince Marky D, "Swing My Way." Kwame. Grandmaster Flash twice. Jeff Redd, "You Called and Told Me." You called and told me that. Sweet Tea, the Alcoholics. What's the Dynamic 3 request
the
line?
Alcoholics.
The request line. DJ.
Oh, shit.
Line. Yeah, they're playing Scratch the Pete in there. Yeah. I have a site that says, if you go to Who Sampled T-Ski, it'll show you all 42 people that sampled it.
In your wildest imagination of hip-hop, would you ever have imagined that hip-hop would turn out to be as enormously popular, like Jay-Z?
No, I never thought it would have gotten this far. I never would have thought it gotten this far.
How successful in like 81, 82, 83, how big of a star was Curtis Blow?
Curtis Blow was the biggest MC star out at that time. Everybody.
Because he's on a major.
He's on Mercury.
Right.
And he had hits.
And he had The Breaks. He had the album called The Deuce, Daydreaming, playing basketball. He had,
Christmas rapping.
And Billy Warren, his boy, is the one that did a lot of the writing. You know, Billy Bill did a lot of stuff like that.
Right.
And he had Orange Crush Band was great. He had Larry Smith. It was a good musician. Orange Crush Band. They had they had that joint called Action. I want action.
That's Larry Smith?
That's the Orange Crush.
And didn't Larry Smith do Houdini too?
Yep.
Yeah. Yo.
So they
funky shit, man.
Then Jive became another major player that a lot of people came there. Mo D never was on Sugar Hill. He went from Enjoy and went to Jive.
Specific question: were you at? Because you said the Catch the Beat was playing during Kool Mo D and Brucey B.
No, Busy Bees.
Busy B. Sorry.
Yeah.
That battle.
I was there.
Get the fuck out of here.
Harlem World. Who wasn't there? If you wasn't there, I think it was $3 to get in there. I think I haven't paid to get in the party, man, since I think like 77, 78. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I was there. I saw it. I'm there in the front.
And what did you see? What was it? That's another doc. We're going to do a doc on that battle.
The whole thing is what I saw was Busy B doing Busy B. Busy B is the chief rocker. He is a crowd pleaser. He's one of the best to ever do it. And he went up against an MC that was a beast of straight rhyming. That's the difference. Busy B
rocked the crowd.
He rocked the crowd. He did rock the crowd. Yeah. But he needed to go get, to me, they don't mix because Mo D's a different type of MC. He's not a party MC. Right. He's a straight beast. You know, and he came on. Busy did his thing first. Yeah, it was good. But then Mo D just came on when he started rhyming, you just like looking at him and you just like, oh, what the hell? Oh my God, what did he say? And he's like, man. I mean, the whole thing is, one thing about hip hop is you can't write about hip hop. Old school hip hop. Can't write. You had to be there. It's a feeling. You know what I mean? It's just something you have to experience. And the whole thing now is a lot of these concerts that these MCs that you see that are rappers now, you're not going to get that feeling. It's like, oh, I went to this concert and it was tough. It's not that. You need to go in the park. Like Breakout had one of the best I'm gonna say the best system in the Bronx. Breakout, he had a system that was called Sasquatch. Now, you know where you live at? In White Plains Road? If you came down to Laconia Avenue and you stopped and there was no cars coming by, you could listen, and Breakout would be about 20, 30 blocks further down the hill, and you could hear the bass.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
He was in the valley.
That is far, man.
We used to go like this. You put your ear up and go, yo, Breakout's in the park. They tell the projects, the word goes around, and you see people like it's rush hour, and they're just going down the hill. Park be flooded.
I want to go back to the fucking Kool Moe Diva battle.
Okay.
Was he fucked up?
Who? Moe Diva?
Busy.
No.
But no, was he? No, I'm saying, was he fucked up? Was he like, oh shit? Because he's like, nah, stop.
Yeah, he was just. I mean, like.
It took him by surprise.
Yeah.
It was like an onslaught.
Yeah, I mean, the way I seen it, it didn't look like Moe D written it because the way he just came out was like a freestyle type thing.
So you think he was just rocking?
He just killed it to me. To me, he just killed
it. To you, to everybody. It's a fucking onslaught.
It wasn't written.
Damn.
And how many people are in the club?
I mean, the whole thing is, if there was a battle, I didn't know there was going to be a battle. No one said anything about it. If nobody said, oh, Busy Bee's battling something. So that wasn't planned. I didn't know nothing about it. Right. We just said, hey, we're going to Harlem World. And then the whole thing is, every time they had MC contests, Busy Bee used to win. So a lot of people used to thought it was rigged. Oh. So then when they just all of a sudden thought they're going to have this MC battle, and Busy Bee's going to walk away with the crown again, Moe D's in here. Oh. That's, so.
And how old is everybody?
I had to be 15, 16.
And how old is Moe D?
Moe D might be a year older or a year younger than me.
So you're teenagers?
Yeah, we're teenagers. Yeah, we wasn't in our 20s. Nowhere near.
You're kids.
Oh, wait. No, wrong. I was 19. Because Catch the Beat was out. Because they was rocking off.
But there's 17. There's kids, and it's not like grown men.
No.
What was Harlem like in 81, 82, 83? Like, what was it? What was the feeling of Harlem? What was the spirit of Harlem? What was the Bronx like? Like every borough has a reputation. So specifically, like, what was Harlem like?
The Bronx and Harlem, basically, I'm gonna tell you, ruins. Iraq. It just burnt down. It was just a lot of drug use. It was a lot of drug use. I mean, the weed. I think it wasn't even crack then. It was called freebasing. People were freebasing. Coke. Weed, the hardest hard spot, chunky black Colombian gold, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, and the vanilla envelopes. It was just tore up, and people just. I mean, music was an outlet. Either you can go to a party early in the daytime in the park and rock to the night, go home, throw your leaves on your sneakers, and go to Harlem World, T Connection, Sparkle, Stardust, and rock all night. I mean,
are these clubs big or small?
Back then, for us, it was big. You say they hold about 300-400 people. Teenagers, yeah. And you might have a fist fight, then you get thrown out. Right. You know what I mean? But as far as people really getting killed and stuff like that, that wasn't happening. I mean, we had so many nice spots, man. If I could do it over, I make sure I get a video camera, some kind of old camera, 8mm, whatever they use, and film what I did. That way, I could be with the rest of these guys, but I would never take anything back that I did right now. I mean, I had a great ride. If it wasn't for that music, Catch the Beat, I would have been half the places I went.
Oh, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast with T-Ski Valley, and we out.